Wahlberg and Holland really brought it out. And I thought this was a really entertaining movie. But why did critics pull out all the stops just to hate on this movie? Let's find out what's not that bad about Uncharted. Welcome to another episode of It's Not That Bad with me, Jared, where we take critically hated movies and hate on the critics for critiquing them wrong and prove them wrong anyways. Today we talk about 2024's Uncharted with Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Marky Mark as Sully. I played Uncharted a long time ago, and I have to say, even though I still like the game better, this movie was not that bad. But I took it upon myself to really figure out why critics hated this movie, and I've dumbed it down to like 3 specific things and counterpoints to those. First, video game adaptations suck. Critics are just not fans of video game adaptations in the first place. Like back then, it was really rare for a video game adaptation to actually be good, but now it's actually like a lot more common. You know, we had The Last of Us, Witcher, the Sonic movies were actually like pretty decent. This one though, a lot of people have claimed, was not a good adaptation. And I saw this critic say, quote, "It wasn't the same level of quality as its source material," unquote, or Mark was nothing like Sully. And honestly, I'm inclined to agree with that. I mean, this movie itself was narratively cheaper than its source material for sure. And Sully, I felt like, was more of a selfish guy in this movie than he was in any of the other Uncharted games. Like in the game, his relationship with Nathan, I felt didn't start off as rocky as it did in this movie, and kind of built up to them actually trusting each other in the end. But also, it's been like years since I played the games. Let me know if I'm actually right about that. But my counterpoint is the movie itself like built its whole premise around trust. This movie was like the world of treasure hunters. It was all about like learning how to trust, how to build it. And in the end, that won out. Because if you didn't trust anyone, you actually died. That is true for both the main antagonists. Also, this movie narratively, yes, it was not as great as the video game, but they also only have about 2 hours for this whole thing to work out, while in the game, you have a lot more time for development. You also have to agree that they actually did a good job of finding different bits of the source material and kind of incorporating it into the movie. You know, Nate starting off in like a bad situation, like that whole plane thing, callback to the game, and a callback to like just how in the games he does start off in that bad situation. You had the Drake ring, like having Sam play some type of role in this movie. I think the movie itself keeps a lot of like that heart and character. Second, the action was lackluster. I am also inclined to agree with that, and my counterpoint is that it was filmed during COVID. And honestly, I don't even know if that's an excuse. But my other actual counterpoint is I think it was the practical effects that actually felt lackluster rather than the action itself. I really enjoyed that ship scene because that was something I'd never seen before, like people fighting on a ship that is being flown by helicopters. That whole ship scene was really cool to watch, but what made it feel lackluster was the actual green screen, and same with the plane as well. It was the use of green screen that was like a lot more obvious, and it staying in shots for like way too long for me, and it kind of cheapened the action a little bit. Not the actual physical action, because that was great. I mean, we got to see Tom Holland do his thing, do his stunts, punch people. Even the girl antagonist, she was awesome. It felt like she was like this master assassin. She was killing people. And so was Sully in his action scenes, and Marky Mark did great. Like the physical stuff was there. It was more or less the green screen that made it feel lackluster for me. Third, the movie was very okay because it tried to copy other movies. My counterpoint to that is that it's hard to find originality in Hollywood. Actually, that's not even a counterpoint. That's just a fact. This movie definitely gave us National Treasure, Indiana Jones vibes. But this is also what studios are trying to do for like this whole new next generation of moviegoers and people, is that they are trying to just not recreate movies, but just have a very similar feel to them as the same for people that, you know, did watch Indiana Jones or National Treasure back then. This new feeling of action and adventure, it does feel very repetitive for most people. But for this new generation, it's, you know, it's new. It's Tom Holland. It's Mark Wahlberg, and Tom Holland's like this new iteration of Indiana Jones of Harrison Ford. And you know what? It's not a bad thing, right? Like studios are trying to make money off of this character and this IP and these actors. It's kind of sad that the originality isn't there, but also it's really cool that we get to see, you know, these new actors kind of rise up to that challenge of not replacing these old movie stars, but resurfacing them in a sense. Overall, I do think that this movie is a true case of it not being as bad as critics make it out to be. I mean, yes, only 41% of critics liked it, according to Rotten Tomatoes. So it's technically rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, but, you know, it's not Fantastic Four or Snake Eyes or Assassin's Creed or even Snow White. And by Fantastic Four, I mean like the one that was made back in the 2010s. It still had redeemable qualities, like the cast, the chemistry between Tom and Mark, and taking qualities from like great action movies. But I still really like this. So yeah.